Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hassan Abbas and my roll number is I am from BS-IT 6 semester. My topic is digital forensics, investigating cyber crimes and mitigating response. Digital forensics investigate and reconstruct cybersecurity incidents by collecting, analyzing, and preserving digital evidence traces left behind by threat actors, such as malware files, malicious scripts. These reconstructions allow investigators to pinpoint the root and causes of attacks and identify the culprits. So, digital forensics is quite helpful in our daily lives. For example, let us give us a real life situation. For example, you are owner of a small online retail business. One morning you wake up to find that your website has been hacked and customers are complaining about strange charges on their credit cards and your sales have plummeted overnight. You suspect a cyber attack but you are not sure how it had happened. This is where the digital forensics come into play. You contact a team of digital forensics experts to investigate the incident. They begin by collecting digital evidence from your server such as log files, network traffic data and suspicious files. Next, they carefully analyze the evidence and then after carefully analyzing the data, they find out how the attack have happened and how to mitigate the attack. Next are the phases of digital forensics. So the National Institute of Standards and Technology NIST outlines 4 steps of digital forensics investigations. One is data collection, then examination, then analysis, and then reporting. Data collection. In data collection, the investigators collect data from operating systems, user accounts, mobile devices, any other hardware and software assets that the threat actors may have accessed. Common sources of digital forensics include file system forensics, data found in files, folders, and are stored on endpoints. Memory forensics, the data that is usually found in a random access memory, such as or in our RAM of our devices. Network forensics, data found by examining network, like web browsing and communication between devices. It can also include such as cache and other cookies in our website browsers. Application forensics, data found in logs of apps and other softwares. To preserve the integrity, investigators make copies of data. So it is necessary to make copies of data because when the investigators try to investigate on that data, the data might get altered. So for the investigation purposes, they make the copy of the original data and then they begin investigation on the copy data so that real proof are preserved and they secure the original so that they cannot be altered and the rest of investigation is carried out on the copies. Examination. Investigator comb through the data for signs of cyber criminal activity such as phishing emails, altered files, and suspicious connections. For example, if there's some cyber attack happened or there's some suspicious in the functionality of an app, they will see that whether the app has some malicious files or whether it has been controlled by someone else, such as some hacker. Analysis. Investigator use forensic techniques to process, correlate, and extract insights from digital evidence. Investigators may also reference proprietary and open source threat intelligence suites to link their findings to specific threat actors. In this process, in the process of analysis, the actors usually use their analysis to see that whether how the attack might have happened and how the attacker may have entered the system and such that. After the reporting, investigator compiles a report. So in this process, they usually make a report how the malicious actor might have entered the system, how it had affected the system, and how they have leave the system. So they make full report of how the system attack might have happened. And these are the phases of digital forensics that we have discussed before. Now there are types of digital forensics: hard disks, solid state drives. These are usually your hard storage devices such as HDD and SSDs. They also include system log, deleted files, and application data. Mobile devices such as your smartphones and tablets also contain significant amount of your personal data. Also business data and the accounts of data you linked usually to your cloud accounts such as Gmail, Google Drive, etc. Network traffic can reveal the source and destination data transfer. For example, from which website you have been browsing or and on which website you have been spending most of your days. Cloud storage based are increasingly popular, and they also contain digital evidence related to cybercrime investigation. So example of it would be that most of the companies have their servers on cloud storage for better security. Social media accounts can provide valuable insights to activity of suspect. For example, if there's something happened to a suspect, so by investigating their social media interaction with other person, we can also find out that person might have been involved in with the victim. Digital forensic techniques are reverse steganography, stochastic forensics, cross-drive analysis, live analysis, related file recovery. In reverse steganography, we usually unhide the data that have usually been hidden inside some files. In stochastic forensics, we usually help analyze digital activity that does not generate digital artifacts. The artifact is an unintended alteration data that occurred in the digital process. In cross-drive analysis, it is also known as anomaly detection. For example, some kind of suspicious event might have happened due to which the system behavior may be quite different from the normal behavior. In live analysis, the analysis is usually done on the device that is usually running. For example, it may be done on the RAM to extract volatile data, or in the CPU cache. Related file recovery, it is mostly used for use. Related file recovery we use processes such as data carving, and is a technique that helps recover deleted files. It can also involve searching computer files and memory for fragments of files. And for these, we also use many tools such as Fortec disk, etc. And now next are digital forensics tools such as External Forensic Toolkit (FTK), which offers advanced digital capabilities for both computer systems and mobile devices. Its key features are portable cases, facial object recognition, MAC data analysis, and thumbnail review. Next is the IBM Curator, SIEM, and forensics. So basically, SIEM is a so basically, SIEM stand for uh, uh, SIEM stand for Security Information and Event Management. It is a software solution that provides real-time analysis of security alerts generated by network hardware and applications. So basically, SIEM collects data from various sources, and then the log also contain valuable information. Then it can also use the real-time data to see that the event how the event might have happened, and then incident response is done by SIEM for mitigating the security incident. And then SIEM also have compliance reporting, which is used to make reports overall how the attacker might have entered the system, and how it affected the system, and how it have exited the system. So next is IBM Curator. It is a security information event management platform. It is also used for SOC analyst. Its key features are network analytics, compliance, ad zone, IBM X-Force integration, logarithmic netmon, and CM. It is also another SIEM integrated with logarithm and netmon, a forensic solution for networks that provide packet analysis. So in it we usually done packet analysis, dashboard, and application recognition. It is also integrated with SIEMs, which also enhances functionality. Its key features are application recognition, incident response, and deep packet analysis. Next is Cyber Triage, is a combined forensics and incident response platform that's great for teams that want to both manage incident response and explore attack in detail. Key capabilities include malware scanning, incident response recommendations. Cyber Triage also includes with endpoint detection and response, and SIEM products like Sentinel-1, Singularity, and Splunk. Its key features are artifact scoring, malware scanning, IOCs. In case forensics, there is also open text well-rounded digital forensics tool that is usually used to work on text data and some PDF and open and optical recognition files. AI and ML identifying content with machine learning. App activity collection supported apps include LinkedIn. Browser and location data in case also collects internet and location history. Next are the 7 real cases solved using digital forensics. First is the BTK killer. In 1991, the raider took lives of 10 innocent people. He is also known got his nickname BTK killer because of his stealing method of operation. First he burned the victims, then tortured them, and after that torturing they killed them. So after that many years went by, so raider managed to escape the federal authorities. Fast forward to 2018 when the raider make a fatal mistake. He sent a floppy disk to police believing it was untraceable. So basically, I think that if he sends some solid state drive to the feds, so they will not be able to find him, so they will not be able to find him. Digital forensics experts were able to recover direct data from the disk, which led them to a computer at local charge. The critical piece of evidence allowed investigator to zero in radar and ultimately linked to his arrest and conviction. The BTK case is a prime example of digital forensics can help solve long-lasting, long-standing mysteries. The second is Boston Marathon bombing. So in it, April 15, 2013, a day that has been filled with joy. So basically, tragedy bomb, two homemade bombs that are near the finish line of Boston. They were usually made by two brothers, Tamerlan and Zoker Sarnev. Investigator turns the vast amount of digital evidence available to help them identify the suspect. So basically, using the cloud forensics and mobile forensics, they usually were the feds were successful in catching the culprits. So basically, digital forensics investigator had to apprehend Zokar Sarnev, who was later convicted and sentenced to death, and his brother Tamerlan was killed during police shootout. The third is catching the catfish. So basically, nowadays the catfish problem is so much common. So basically in it there is a thing that for example, if you're talking to a person on the internet and he she may claim that they are so basically they may claim that there's some other person. So when you meet them in real life, yeah, in real time, so basically it is a quite opposite person that you did not expect. So basically this is the catfishing process. So in it, there is also an example given it there. A woman named Sarah met a man Chris online, quickly fell for his charming persona and other that. After when they investigate him and using digital forensics and software, they find out and examining the EXIF metadata photos that were uploaded by a woman named Sarah that was uploaded by Chris, which was actually some other person. So after analyzing these photos, they were able to find out that it was actually a catfish. So what I mean to say that it was actually another person. It was not Chris at all. Fourth is the takedown of Silk Road. This is the one of the most biggest events in cyber crime history. Silk Road actually was made by the Ross Rich owner of Silk Road. So first he made it for some other purposes. Then he started to sell drugs on it, and most of the illegal activities of selling drugs was usually take place on Silk Road. Digital forensics to rescue. So basically, Albert FBA used digital forensics technique to trace the flow of money and communication through anonymous network and Silk Road operating on it. This involved the usage of file carving tools and specialized software to analyze the encrypted data and reveal the hidden connection between users and transactions. So basically, what happened that Albert was in a library one day. He was really working on Silk Road, so feds know that Albert was really working that library. So basically, two feds they were acted like a couple that were fighting each other. So when his attention goes toward that fighting couple, two feds came from other side of the table and they fetched the laptop because if he was able to if he was able to lock down the laptop, then they were not able to extract any data from the laptop because otherwise the hard disk would have been encrypted. And so basically the decryption of hard disk is usually impossible, I think. So that's why they usually they catch the Albert when the laptop was unlocked. So after catching him, they usually use digital forensics tools and also other techniques to collectively find the data that what he was doing and other things. And then Albert was later convicted of multiple charges, including money laundering, computer hacking, and drug trafficking. He was sentenced to life in prison and without parole, and he was usually a Perl developer, and he makes Silk Road website using the Perl language. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you very much. My name is Hassan Abbas, and this is my presentation.